Thinking about buying a franchise? Then the How to Buy a Franchise show is just for you. Here's your host, Dr. John Hayes.
Hi, I'm John Hayes. Welcome to the How to Buy a Franchise show. My guest today, Jennifer Strickland. She's a vice president in a family-owned business called River Street Suites. Jennifer, welcome.
Thank you very much.
To the program. And so tell us, where is your franchise based and how long has it existed? And tell us about River Street Suites.
Well, our name that we're franchising under is actually a mouthful. It's River Street Suites, Savannah's Candy Kitchen. And the reason that the name is so long is that it's been my family's business. We've been in business over 40 years. And we've got 15 locations between two different concepts. River Street Suites is one concept, and selling the exact same things as Savannah's Candy Kitchen. So my parents divorced when I was 25 years old, I guess it was, and we were competitors actually for several decades, and decided that we had gone too long without speaking to each other, so we got back together and started talking, and next thing you knew, we were doing business together.
And combined the businesses.
So yeah, we combined the businesses for our franchise concept.
Right.
So we still operate our 8 stores. My dad operates his 7 stores, but we're doing the franchising and mail order together.
Okay.
And
so you just started franchising the concept?
18 months ago.
And it's the full name then?
It is the full name.
If you buy
River
a franchise.
Street Suites, Savannah's Candy Kitchen.
Okay,
right.
Wonderful. And where are these, where do you open these? In malls or in?
We can open in malls. We've got several stores that we own in malls, but we prefer being in either an outdoor center with high pedestrian foot traffic, or even better, our tourist locations. So that's what we grew up on, was having in a historical district in Savannah. But we've got stores in Savannah, and we've got actually 4 stores and 3 stores in Savannah. 4 stores in Savannah. We've got a store at a Tanger Outlet Mall. Our franchisee has gone there, and he's done very well.
Yeah.
And he's getting ready to open his second location in Key West on Tuesday.
Oh, wonderful. So how many franchisees do you have outside of the family-owned units?
We have, right now, we've got one. Our first franchisee has opened his second store. We've got a second franchisee who's getting ready to open a store in Lancaster in September.
Okay.
And we have a third franchisee who is working on a spot in Charlotte.
Okay. So you're just getting started, 18 months into franchising.
Right.
How did you learn how to become a franchisor? What did you do?
We were interested in possibly franchising for quite a while because we've been asked to do it so often, and we felt like going into sort of partnerships with somebody, with them being decision makers, that would be a good thing to do. But we sought out the best advice we could find, and that ended up being iFranchise. So we worked with them for about a year and a half developing our program.
Yes. And so now you sell on your own. They don't sell for you, or you use brokers, or you're doing the...
We spent a short period of time, 12 months, working with a broker, and decided that we would rather have it in-house. We would prefer people that know us. We're the ones that have to answer the questions anyway, and so we figured that we need to take it in-house. So we just started doing that the last 30 days.
Okay. So I realize you don't have many franchisees yet, so this is maybe a difficult question to ask, but why does someone want to become a River Street franchisee?
Okay. I would say because we're a unique candy concept like no other. That's definitely true.
Candy's candy, so?
Candy is candy, but you know what? Candy is one of the few recession-proof, and that's been proven even during the Depression as well. Yeah. That's when Hershey's actually came around. So we make all of our own pralines. We're a southern candy shop, so we make candy right in front of people, and that's very, very different. And we've been in business.
I've seen shops that make fudge right in front of you.
We make fudge, but we make pralines, we make brittle, we make caramel corn, we make our own ice cream, we make our own chocolates, so we make it all.
So somebody who's interested in candy, or somebody who's interested in sweets, or someone who's interested in making a lot of money from selling candy.
Right. It's a business that makes people feel good.
Yeah.
It is not, selling candy is not hard to do. I mean, it truly is not.
They're
and people walk into our stores and they're there to have fun.
Yeah.
And so that's why people like it.
Yeah. And how about again, this is difficult to answer because you don't have many franchisees, but what's the biggest challenge? And you would know because you've been operating 15 stores jointly in your family. What's the big, is it advertising? Is it customer service? Is it making pralines? What's the big obstacle that you have to overcome?
With franchisees, I think I would say with potential franchisees, I've got a lot of potential franchisees right now, and most of them are afraid to take that next step. So getting someone to be a franchisee, first of all, is a big deal. But franchisees, we've been really, really lucky because we've only tried to get people that are familiar with our products so far. We've done that purposely so that we could work closely with them to strengthen our own process. And really, I can't think of anything negative that I've had to deal with. We have to answer a lot of questions, on a regular basis. But I don't really. So far, we haven't had anything that has been
sure.
Really
Well, when you think of a candy shop and ice cream, I mean that's a lively, interesting, fun place to be.
Right.
Yeah. So
the most difficult part is teaching someone how to make everything, probably in a 3-week period.
Because you got to make everything. You make the pralines, you make the brittle.
We provide certain products that are shipped from our warehouse. So we no longer are requiring a franchisee to make brittle, to make glazed pecans, to make some of those products.
Okay.
But we still teach them how to make ice cream, how to make pralines, how to make all that. So they have to learn quite a bit of candy making, and that's probably. But we're used to taking people that don't know anything about making candy and showing them how.
And so how long is the training to become a franchisee?
The training is 3 weeks in Savannah, but we are more than willing to actually give people more time. We allowed Glenn to work with us for 3 months. He wanted to learn the business inside out, and we wanted to test our own systems.
Okay.
And we've got two new franchisees that are coming up. They're going to stay longer than the 3 weeks as well.
Yeah. So what's the investment? How much, if I want to buy a River Street Sweets, what's it going to cost me?
It's going to cost in the range of just under $400,000, anywhere from about $389,000, I think, is the lowest, to just over $700,000. So it's not an inexpensive investment, but all of our stores, we really build them to last. They look very unique on the inside. We have trains running up around it's a very interactive concept, and so there's a lot of detail work in the space itself.
Okay. The franchise fee is how much?
It's $40,000.
Okay. So the $40,000, and then I've got to build the unit, and that's what's going to be costly.
Correct.
And
well,
then,
the $40,000, when I say the range, that's the $40,000 is included in that as well. As is the estimate on training in Savannah. Okay. So we don't charge extra for training, but you do have to come live there and get to know us and stay with us. Yeah.
And then what's the royalty ongoing?
It's a 5% royalty fee, and then the advertising fund is 2%.
So 7% total that's going out monthly.
Correct.
And you're building up your advertising fund, so eventually you can do national advertising.
Correct.
You can start with regional franchising or regional advertising, at least in the beginning. Where are you looking? You're here at the International Franchise Expo, so you must be looking at the Northeast, but people come here from 100 countries. So if there's a guy sat here just a couple interviews ago from Dubai. Mm-hmm. So if he wants to buy and take River Street to Dubai, are you interested?
To be honest with you, we actually got asked that question 4 or 5 years ago. We're not ready to make that step yet. At all. So even though this is an international show, we're really here to get people that are interested in the Northeast and to get some more exposure there. We're in the mail order business as well.
Okay.
And we have a tremendous amount of mail order customers in New York and New Jersey. So we know this is a good market.
So the question about that is, if I become a franchisee in New Jersey, but you've already got my customers ordering from you by mail, that cuts me out of the deal.
Actually, it doesn't, because we've got works with our advertising fund where the franchisee can actually take an order and get 20% of that order for doing no work other than taking the order.
Oh, great.
So
yeah, well, that helps to answer that the mail order issue, which frequently comes up in franchise businesses. Well, Jennifer, it's a pleasure learning about River Street Sweets, Savannah's Candy Kitchen. Yeah, that is a mouthful to say. Jennifer has just started franchising this in the last year and a half or so. Several franchisees on board, but they operate, it's family-owned business, and they operate 15 units in your family. So an interesting story there. Thank you for tuning in to the How to Buy a Franchise show. We're at the International Franchise Expo, which occurs every June at the Javits Center in New York City. Thousands of people come here from all over the world looking for a perfect franchise opportunity for them. Look for my upcoming book, 12 Amazing Franchise Opportunities. It'll be available in the fall of 2017. 12 franchisors have the opportunity in that book to tell their story to you and to perhaps snag you into being interested in looking at buying one of their franchise opportunities. I hope you look for that book. Look for other interviews in the How to Buy a Franchise show. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for listening to How to Buy a Franchise Show. If you want immediate assistance, visit howtobuyafranchise.com to contact Dr. John Hayes for a free consultation.